Ciao.
Some call it progress.
To others, it's a homeowner's nightmare. The problem? Noise. Not
Too much inside podcasting stuff?
I don't think so. Well, I mean, not for me, because I don't know if you know this, Rob Walch, I'm a podcaster.
Oh, I know, for you, but I'm not for your audience.
That's what I do. Oh, I hope not. I hope it's not too much for them, but, we're moving off that anyway. Rob Walch is here with us, everybody. See, here's the thing, though. Rob is Vice President of Podcaster Relations, is that correct?
Correct.
For Libsyn. So, we're not going to talk about podcasts, at least a little bit? Come on.
Yeah.
How was your breakfast? Bit. Oh, my breakfast was good. I was hurrying up because I had to go do a podcast. See, it's always going to come back to that, I think. But not for this show, not for this particular episode. As you talk to me right now, sir, you are looking at what? What kind of machine are you talking to me through?
So I have the new 16-inch MacBook Pro.
New 16-inch MacBook Pro, which as I understand,
last year, or not last year, 2019. I guess it was the end of 2019. I got it beginning of December 2019.
Okay, which is, I understand it now looks like crap to you because you're getting a 12.9-inch iPad Pro to do everything.
Well, not do everything. I am building a little studio in my house.
Yes.
A recording studio.
Right.
And when they announced the new iPad Pro, I went, M1 processor, no fan, USB 4, Thunderbolt.
Right.
Ooh.
All right, let me back up a second really quickly, because here's the thing. The reason we're talking about this is because I wrote to Rob Walch, and this is the reason, by the way, that today is this week was a little screwy at the start, because I wanted to talk to somebody about AirTag, and I wrote to Rob, and I was like, by the way, did you get AirTag? And Rob said, no, I don't have $29 for AirTag because I'm spending how much? Roughly
$3,000
on an iPad Pro. And I thought, well, I guess we could talk about that too. So is that going to be like a recording machine for you?
I'm gonna see what I can do with it. I'm gonna see how much of it I can do, if I can even do editing, and because a lot of my shows I don't do a straight up recording. I record and edit as I go.
Okay.
And so I like to have my recording machine also be my editing machine. So I'm gonna see what kind of USB-C monitor I can connect to it, what kind of editing software I can get on there, and how good a job I can do at recording and editing on the iPad, hooking up mics to it through some hubs, some good USB hubs, and the fact that it's now Thunderbolt and USB 4 really opens up the door to what you can do with the iPad Pro, which really is. It's a laptop without a fan.
Well, and without a keyboard until you buy one.
Well, no, I had to get. That's why it's $3,000. And I had to get the keyboard, which I have. It's sitting here, and I got the Apple Pencil 2. That's here as well.
The Apple Pencil 2 or the Apple Pencil 2 also.
The Apple Pencil 2 also.
Okay. Because I was going to say, you're blowing all that money. If you just went with the Apple Pencil, I feel like you missed a trick.
No, I have the original Apple Pencil around here anyway somewhere. But I will say this, my original 12.9-inch iPad Pro, I had the original, bricked. We moved, and it was in a box, and I didn't charge it, and it went dead. And I didn't take it out of the box for like 2 months during the moving, and I can't get it to charge anymore. So I needed a new iPad Pro. Sure, I'm going to tell myself that, and I'm sticking to that story.
Okay, see, because that was the question I was going to ask you, because you're talking to me right now. You just said a few minutes ago that you're producing 4 shows. I know you do not have the iPad Pro, the new iPad Pro yet, because nobody does. Mm-hmm. Is there a deficiency in what you're doing that you thought, I need that machine, or is it interesting, they have now pushed it to a point that I want to see what I can do?
They push it to a point I want to see I can do, but I also it'd be really nice to have that in the other, my studio's right next to my office, to have it set up in there where I can someone says, hey, I want to go on a Zoom call, I want to record like we're doing right now. I can go in there, I can get into the studio, and I can record with you, and there'd be no fan kicking in. Right now, I was like, okay, I got to force quit all my apps. I got to make sure the second monitor is turned off. I don't want the fan to kick in on the laptop while we're recording. Mm-hmm. And this will be an opportunity for me as a guest to be better audio quality, and for my own shows to be better audio quality. And boy, that 1,000,000 to 1 contrast ratio really looks nice.
All right. See, that's the thing, because I've got I've said this on the show before. I've got the $329 iPad from a couple of years ago,
which is what, 1,400 to 1 ratio?
I don't know. Dude, I don't know, because I pretty much what I was using it for, and I felt really great, because for the 6 months or so that I was doing macOS Can Live over the past year, I was making all my notes, and I felt like, yeah, man, I'm just burning through paper here. Not literally, thank goodness, but I'm just burning through paper. What I'm going to do is I'll start reading that, from my iPad, and that, in the 10 or 11 years that I've had an iPad now, is the only use case that I've had for iPad that I'm like, this is actually doing something for me. The rest of the time, it is a device on which to watch Netflix or play Mahjong, now that Mahjong is an Apple Arcade, without having to get out a magnifying glass because it's so tiny, even on my great big phone screen.
Well, it'd also be a good excuse to watch Mythic Quest.
That will be something that I will be doing later tonight after you and I are done recording. We
just watched the Everlight tonight, and then we were getting ready to watch episode 1, and then I said, I really kind of need to prep for this call.
Well, I'm sorry to mess you up on that, because when we're done, that's actually I have a scotch that I'm going to try, and episodes of Mythic Quest, so that's cool. So what place has iPad, well, obviously not a huge place, because you said you've been without one for a few months now, or at least as far as the iPad Pro is concerned. What place has that found? I guess what I'm trying to figure out is this just a thing that you're doing to see whether you can, or is there another thing? Like, is it just going to live in your studio? Is it really just going to be a studio machine now?
It won't just live there, but it'll be there most of the time. That'll be where its base is. I will still take it down. I will watch videos on it. I'll take it down to the bedroom. I'm going to have email between the two, syncing up. So it'll be used for more than just that, but that is going to be a primary. That'll be what I told the kids. I go, this is Dad's machine. Mm-hmm. This will be first and foremost for the studio. They have an iPad Pro 10.9 inch. Or 10.5 inch, sorry, iPad Pro. So they've got that, but this will be for me. And again, 1,000,000 to 1 contrast ratios. That's basically what the iPhone XS Max was, 1,000,000 to 1 contrast. It's not the 2,000,000 to 1 that the iPhone 12 Pro series or the 12 series are. Mm-hmm. Those are OLEDs, but it's still equivalent to the OLEDs of the iPhone XS, and the same nits max brightness as that as well, although the HDR gets up to even more. And here's the important thing, and you mentioned this on macOS Ken, but to mention again, you only get the good screen on the 12.9. Right. And you get more RAM. You get double the RAM if you have the 1 terabyte or the 2 terabyte version. The lower storage versions, you get half the RAM. So if you wanted more RAM, you had to get either a 1 terabyte or a 2 terabyte. Unfortunately, I came in to start ordering it about an hour into the orders, and the 1 terabytes went first. They were the first ones to push out. So I wound up getting a 2 terabyte. It was either that or wait until end of June for the one. And I said, no, I can't do that.
The end of June? Who could
possibly to talk about this?
Yeah, exactly. Well, okay, that is fair. That's the whole reason, by the way, that I got the AirTag, which I guess people know because I will have already had that conversation by this time this week. But it was basically I had spent too much time last week saying, now I haven't actually held one of these things yet, but, and so I figured I could start, for $29, I could stop doing that. And of course, it only cost me $100 because there's somebody else in the house who also wanted one, but she wanted it for her keychain. So I actually ended up getting a keychain that costs more than the AirTag. Okay. So it became sort of insane. But I didn't get 4, so I got that going for me, I guess.
It's still not as sane as the Air cans. I mean, AirPro Max.
What are they called?
Max.
AirPods Max. The AirPods Max?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just call them Air cans.
So those you haven't done?
I have not.
I completely don't. Okay, I don't understand you at all because you're an audio guy who keeps talking about the 1,000,000-to-1 contrast ratio, but you're not going to try the sound stuff.
I just can't get myself to get the cans.
All right, man.
I don't know.
That's cool. Me neither, except I have a feeling one day I will. It was somebody, I can't remember who. It might have been, I can't remember who. It wasn't Horace Didier. Might have been. It was somebody, though, who was like, yeah, I thought it was insane when I was spending this much money to buy these things, and I have not had a moment's regret since the first time I put them on my head. It's still just so hard to imagine, though.
I bought an electric riding lawnmower so that I can listen to podcasts when I mow the yard. And I can do that with my AirPod Max when I put the noise cancellation on. I can hear perfectly fine as I'm mowing the yard.
Yeah.
Before, I used to have to wear over-the-ear Bose with noise cancellation. So that was the one thing I was thinking, but I'm like, I can mow the yard and hear podcasts just fine with the in-ear ones.
That sentence began, I bought an electric lawnmower so I could listen to podcasts. And I thought, well, have I been listening to podcasts wrong this whole time, or are these premium podcasts? And now we're back to yesterday's conversation.